We are Group 3, and this is our social media marketing plan on the Solar Ambassadors. I want to start you off with the executive summary. Solar Ambassadors of CCU currently have a small target market and are aiming to reach for their larger market. And the purpose of this plan is to use social web as a means to target, engage, attract, and retain the extended customer base that we have not yet reached. What this essentially means is we want to get away from the small market that we have right now and start digging into that larger market that we can still get to. Extensive research on current social media performance is where we're at now. We use this extensive research to come up with our plan. We also went by a list of goals and strategies that are attainable and realistic. Just give you a brief summary about the Solar Ambassadors is they are a group of students who work on Coastal's campus. They are not a club or organization. They just use the university as kind of a backbone. And the purpose is to offer information and education about solar energy. They work by the business concept to grow the knowledge and understanding of renewable energy while educating and encouraging society to make adaptations towards solar energy options. They are currently a group of 12 people. They have leaders Jacob Kobe and Kat Sweeney, and then they also get some additional volunteered help from the 25 students of Dr. Pamela Martin's Sustainable Development class. They don't have a set schedule or set time, office hours, or anything like that, so they just work when they have the availability and ability to. This chart here shows you their social media presence that we did through our research. They have a good Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram presence, but they don't have any YouTube or mobile presence. Their best reach is through their Facebook, which we want to continue to grow that reach because they do have the ability to reach so much further. And excuse me, their response time is the best on Twitter with about an hour. We do also want to increase this response time as well, but again, we'll get into some of that stuff later. Moving forward, this is a SWOT of our competitive analysis. I did a SWOT analysis here. Just going to touch on some of the points throughout the SWOT. Their strength is their group that they have on Facebook currently is a good way for them to add people to the group and then send out mass reminders, mass advertisements, mass anything like that to just get a large group of people at one time. One weakness that they do have is their funding is insufficient, so it's really hard to create and maintain a great presence on their social media because analytics and advertisements and things like that are costly if you're doing them through the social media platforms, and they don't have the ability to afford that. A good opportunity for them is that the popularity of solar energy is increasing so much, they really just need to capture that and make the most of that opportunity. And their threats over time, social media does become outdated, so they need to make sure that their teams are staying busy and staying up to date and making the most of keeping those sites up to date so that this threat can be distinguished. Or, I'm sorry, extinguished. Here's a SWOT matrix combining, strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats in certain areas to come up with solutions. I'm going to just touch on their weakness and their threat opportunity. As sites become outdated, they can manage these. Basically, if they stay on top of them and maintain them, they don't get too far outdated and they're not putting more work on themselves. And combining their strengths and their opportunities, many organizations are going to be converting to solar energy in the near future, and they can reach these buyers. So if they really stay on top of their game and clamp down on these people that are switching over to solar energy now, they're going to benefit from that all the way around. These are our four goals. Our four goals are increasing brand awareness, driving traffic to the Solar Ambassadors website, have effective social media customer service, and increase engagement with customers through social media. For brand awareness, we're really looking to just grow the name. We want Solar Ambassadors to be a common household name concept. We don't want to have to waste more time explaining to people what we are. We want them to know who we are. Driving traffic is about checking analytics and just seeing what we're doing right and wrong and really going with that. If something's working, staying with it. If something's not working, adapting and changing that. Customer service on social media is as simple as it sounds. We just need to make sure that our customers are taken care of and that we're keeping them happy. And then with increasing engagement, we just have the ability to give out so much awareness through social media. We just need to do this. So responding to customers, making them feel important, content that is up to date and, matches where we're at right now, things like that. Our strategies, so high volume exposure to many people as possible, educate community members about solar energy and to spark the conversation, and then promote the team of students that are working hard to contribute the bigger picture. We want the people that are working behind the scenes to feel as important as the people that we're targeting. So it's just making the whole thing a full picture, a whole circle. Joining Facebook, it helped us promote our organization to like clients as a whole, and then joining Twitter just by following people, tweeting a few times a day, and just getting the name out there. Our target market is young adults, adults, and companies and organizations. Young adults, we're really able to just educate them and let them understand what the long term benefits are, and then adults just so they can afford the startup cost, which is really beneficial because solar energy has a high startup cost that goes for companies and organizations as well. But the long term benefits so far exceed that startup cost that if they're willing to throw that forward, they're going to get a return on their investment in due time. Tools, we want to plan to use particular tools that lend favor to the two target market groups. So Snapchat GeoFilter and posting investment and awareness ads on Facebook via their ad creator. For both of them, they're very cheap options. The Snapchat filter is very good because it targets the young adults and the companies and organizations. Young adults are always on social media. Snapchat's very, very popular right now, and those filters are always being used. So that just shares the name. We even had it on campus during the solar eclipse. Everybody was using that filter. And I guarantee you, if students are walking through campus and have a solar ambassadors filter, even if they don't know what it is, they're going to one want to find out, and two, going to be sharing posts using it, especially if it's an interactive one. And for Facebook ads, it's really just giving the ability to use their ads to their ad system rather to spread our name, get as much word out there as possible. For implementation for Facebook, we just want to post content that's attractive, one original post and one shared post. For Twitter, we really want to make sure we're responding to questions every time we're being, added or hashtagged, that we're responding with 2 tweets daily and then a lot of responses and making up our own hashtag as well. And then for LinkedIn, just promote engagement with buyers, promote our website, create relationships, all very important things to the success of the Solar Ambassadors. And for our content, we just have to make sure that it fits the platform, monitoring and editing each post so there isn't anything that's, slipping up or can cause us, any issues, or maybe even, our viewers are like, wow, they can't spell or they don't have something that's creative. We want to make sure that we stay away from things like that. And then since there is a smaller group here working on this, we really want to split up the assignments and make sure everybody's checking each other's work. For monitoring, we got to track traffic, sales revenue, customer value. For all these, we got to monitor these. So sales revenue, traffic, customer value, by tracking this, we're monitoring what we're doing, how our customers feel. With traffic, we're making sure that either, it's increasing, it's decreasing. We're just monitoring where our traffic's out to make adjustments as we need to. Sales revenue is obviously huge. Are we winning? Are we signing contracts? Are we making money? Are we doing what Solar Ambassadors want us to do? And then our customer value, it's top priority. Customers are always, if you don't have customers, you don't have a business. So making sure we keep a good reputation with our customers and monitoring how these relationships are. Tuning, 6 rules here. Image sites, present the image in proper format. Curate your content wisely and trim it when necessary. Never assume. Do not overpost. Respect your followers. Create a plan and stick with it. And then also just kind of educating our students, and then doing like a course evaluation essentially is after we educate them, is making sure that they're understanding what we're talking about and also accepting any and all feedback, similar to a course evaluation would be during college. But we want to do a course evaluation for Solar Ambassadors after we're doing our educational process. They do have a small budget of just $500, which we really want to push forward for advertising and events. About 50-50 if we can, depending on how much the advertisements cost or how much the events cost. It's great because Coastal's always willing to tie things into their campus if it's going to bring people. So freebies, giveaways, interactive things, contests, social media contests, those are great events. And then for advertising, partnering up with one of the sports teams, partnering up with Sean 411 and getting our name out there. Partnering up with anything in the Wall College of Business and, just throwing the Solar Ambassadors logo on it, just spreading the word as much as possible. And then, of course, we want to track our return on investment. Are we getting back what we're putting out? For brand awareness, making sure that we're tracking basically how many contracts we sign or don't sign. If we're not making any contracts, we're not increasing our brand awareness, we're not doing what we need to do. As far as driving traffic, again, checking analytics, checking traffic patterns, phone calls, Twitter, Facebook, seeing our responses, and is that moving forward? Is that increasing? Are we doing better? And social media customer service, that's word of mouth, company image. We have to make sure that all of these are at peak level in order to, again, get back what we're giving out. And increasing engagement with customers through social media, basically we need to track our overall growth. If we're not getting better as a company as a whole, then there's no way that we can benefit from our plan at all, because if our plan isn't successful and our company isn't growing as a whole, then there's no way that we're doing the job that we're being asked to do. This does conclude our presentation. We're very excited to put our plan in action and work with the solar ambassadors and ensure that they're growing, their social media presence is growing, and that we're all getting a return on investment throughout this process.